Hello guys and welcome to a brand new video. Today I am here with Beastars, the final season episode number 3 reaction. So the previous episode we got properly introduced to the lamp, the one that Legoshi almost attacked. Her name is Seven, and she is like a normal, like a person lamp. She has her own troubles, which is like a few of the carnivores in her workplace kind of make, not really make fun of her, but calls her by, not by her name, but just calls her lamp. Because Legoshi didn't do that, Legoshi called her by her name Seven. She kind of helps Legoshi go to her shop to buy some shoes, and that is where Legoshi and those guys gets confronted. Legoshi confronts them about calling her by her name, all that stuff, and she gets frustrated realizing that it's an unfair world where once he said that, everyone was like okay, but then at the same time she has been trying her best to fake a smile and all that, all that stuff. In the end, they had this whole conversation. On the other side, we have the new drug or whatever, like getting circulated, and the character who's calling himself the boss of the Shishigumi now, that character, he has circulated that so that people come to the black market to get, like, so that it gains more traffic, and that's how he's planning to make the black market more profitable and all that. And Legoshi unfortunately gets caught up on that. He has become one of the victims of this situation. So because he has had a taste of actual meat, he might go crazy when in, like, when by just from the fumes of it. So that's the current situation here. Let's see what happens. Let us begin. I'll be putting the subtitles and the timer here. Sync it whichever the preference, and let's begin. Okay, here's the countdown. 3, 2, 1, go. This opening kind of sounds like a Persona song, like the whole style and everything, the music as well. Mm. An old dragon's wrath. Oh, here we go. Great. This is not good. Good God, this is gonna be bad. He has his taste of meat. He'll go crazy. He'll kill all of you here immediately. Wait, there's someone behind it. Wait, what? Yeah. Wait, who? Oh, well, okay, he didn't lose his mind. Oh, he's with him. This guy. Okay, thank God he didn't lose his mind or something. Oh, damn. Oh, so. Yeah. Oh, that's why. I see. That makes sense. That's why he didn't get affected. Oh, right. Oh, he took his own blood. Damn, one punch. Oh! Oh! Yo! Hey, Gohin's training! Oh, God. Oh, boy! Yeah! Good lord! Right. Crazy! Okay! Oh boy. Come on, don't lose yourself in the. Don't lose yourself. Oh no. Oh, the police is here. Oh god. Oh damn! They took photograph or like video or something. The Beastar, he will get to know about this. Yep. Because oh lord. No, he ran. Whoa. Okay, a lot of things are going on. Yeah, that's another thing going on. Right. Suspending? I see. Okay, so that's how suspend. I was like, he was like, okay. Hmm. Oh boy. Oh, the whole thing with them. Hmm. Not to let it die. Okay. Hmm. Right. So she's of the same idea. Like, we, even if we get suspended. Oh my god. Right. You're the one to talk. Okay. So maybe. Okay. Right. You are talking about something else. So he's saying we stay here, but fight. Unlike getting suspended and be together, or something like that. I can see his point. Oh, okay. Hmm. Oh. It's band-aid. Yeah. Yeah, you fell like that. Oh, the marriage thing. Is that his family or something? I think so. Probably his father. Yep. Well, yeah, I guess you'll have to tell her later. Yeah. But you know what? Both of us, like, knew what was going to happen. A lot of stuff. The whole. What is this place? Oh, this is the Beastar. We still don't know his name. Okay, so wait, they were he was harassing them? Okay. You know, with the situation with Legoshi, him talking about herbivores and stuff, I feel like Legoshi and he would actually get along. Oh yeah, yeah, we know his name. I forgot it. Sorry. Here we go. Wanna be vigilante. Old horse. How old is he? Damn, this guy has a lot of ambitions. Oh damn. Ah, damn. That little percent is like the I did back then. Hmm. Okay. Gosha. Okay. Like that 10th degree is like something like that only a carnivore can do. I'm guessing like that part of the society that he has no eyes on. I think they're making it so like Legoshi and this guy is going to team up or something. That's I feel like that's the direction this is going towards. Okay. Oh, what is this place? Oh, that guy. Oh boy. Yeah, you're standing here to jump me? Oh, it's like acid or something. Damn. Wait, is this the same guy? He looks a lot bigger. What? Why are you letting him do this, Legoshi? What the hell? He's just standing there. Wait, oh, this is his grandpa. Oh, I thought it was that guy. Oh, that's why he didn't do anything. I was like, why is he letting him do that? Wait, so they're actually blood related? I don't understand. Or maybe he just ate it from a very young age, that's why maybe. Yeah. Hmm. Oh. Oh. Rule. Because of not to make others uncomfortable. Yeah. Hmm. Oh, it's another reptile. Okay. Yeah. Well, the heart of the conversation. Hmm. Right. Hmm. Yeah. Oh boy, these guys will. Fantastic. Oh no, Legoshi's not going to. Yo. He's big, this guy. Yeah? Here's the way they're walking. And shakes. He was literally talking about pacifism, and then Legoshi's like, oh. But I think Legoshi's like, yeah, he's getting a bit. Still, that is. I kind of. Like, I can understand his grandpa's point, but I. I don't know. That is true, but what the hell? What is going? Yeah, you were ready. You're waiting to jump us? Why does character? Oh, you guys have nothing better to do. That is hilarious. Oh god. Damn. Oi. Yeah, he has a tail. He's a reptile. Yeah, we are talking about pacifism. Crazy. Right. That's funny. Wait, what the hell is a different ending? So his grandpa's probably like some kind of a like a strong like character before. He's still a strong, but he has become more pacifist. But that doesn't mean that you know he'll let anything happen. When his grandson was in danger, he jumped in. Damn. Oh, he fights like that. He puts poison in his hand and damn. Hmm. Damn. Okay. All right, that was a really good episode. We got to meet Legoshi's grandpa, who we saw in episode 2 a little bit. We saw like his hand and everything. Um, and seems like he is not an ordinary grandpa. He has he has his fair share of experience, in like street brawls and stuff. Um, but yeah, it's basically like he was talking about pacifism and all that. But I guess like from what I can understand, he was probably some kind of like a hot-headed character before, and he like went crazy and did a few crazy stuff probably back in his days, and then he, I don't know, something maybe happens, he realized something, he got a broader understanding of the world, and he decided to become a pacifist, and he has taught the same to his grandson as well. And that's why he, not to make trouble, he always goes and sits down in the corner, and he has always done that. But now Legoshi's like, why should we allow this? We have done nothing wrong. Like, why should we go and sit in a corner? That's like accepting other people's like 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 unfair like rules that they have created in this world. So yeah, and that is why Legoshi was like, let's sit here. And we saw like even at the beginning he was trying to like make sure that he doesn't go into anyone's like wrong side. That's why when those eagles came in, he was like, oh, let's go, Legoshi, let's go to the back. But since Legoshi stood his ground over there, and they got involved in this, and then when finally they came and attacked Legoshi, he was like, nah, that's too far. And that's where he used his like he unleashed his past self, I guess you could say, and started beating everyone up. So it's something like that. Now, I would like to say, like, I can understand his point of view. Like, obviously, like, oh, just try to be pacifist. But at the same way, as Legoshi said, I kind of don't agree with it 100%. Like, I can agree with him, but at the same time, I don't agree with him 100%. Like Legoshi said, like, when we have done nothing wrong, why should we, you know, like there's no hard and fast rule, or it's not really any type of law here that, oh, like Komodo dragons should sit on the corner. Like, is there any law like that? Obviously not. This is something that they have accepted because other people think that this is going to happen, they're going to get infected by their poison or whatever. And some characters, some people just do that to bully the other person here, especially the characters that we saw today. They just came in and they just wanted to pick a fight, and that's it. And to justify their means for picking a fight, they do stuff like that. They try to make others feel smaller and weaker, and that's how they can, I don't know, like they can glorify their little ego that they have. They can act tough in front of others. That's why people do this. And to justify that, like, why should we like put ourselves on, in some kind in an inconvenient, like in such a situation? Like, why should we allow that? Why should we like listen to them without protesting the unfairness of the situation? So, like, that's why I feel like I can understand him. I can understand his point of view, like his pacifist point of view. But at the same way, like, we shouldn't like accept if something unfair is being done to us. Just like how we shouldn't accept injustice as a general, we shouldn't accept injustice towards us ourselves as well. That kind of thing. So, you know, yeah. But obviously, yeah, he has seen a lot of stuff in his lifetime. As you can see, he is a Komodo dragon. He has probably had way more people discriminating against him. Even like even probably even more than normal carnivores. Like he gets like another extra layer of discrimination because of his poison. Like, obviously, this is the whole discrimination between herbivores and carnivores, from the very beginning in this world. And not only that, he has an extra layer of it because he is a Komodo dragon and he has like poison, and people discriminate on him on top of that. So even carnivores discriminate against him. So that is kind of wild. So you can probably guess what he has gone through in his life. A lot of things he has seen, and he has just accepted it at this point of life. Yeah. Anyways, yeah. So that's his grandpa, and we see grandpa just starts fighting. Like in the end because they came and like hurt Legoshi. Yeah, so that was the main thing of today's episode, the main thing I wanted to talk about. A few other things that needs is worthy of discussion. um yeah, he is obviously he's a B star, and he talks about 350-degree angle of looking at the world. Now, from the way he was speaking, and from what we are seeing, how he's like, oh, like herbivores are the like the pinnacle, the foundation of everything. He says stuff like that. He also was came here in this like place to drive out like a carnivore who was probably harassing those ladies over there. So he is someone who tries to help the herbivores, tries to help them whenever there's injustice being done. And seeing how Legoshi is also going off like about herbivores and being like, oh, they are the ones, like they, like why should we you saw like what he was doing, he was beating up those guys. Seeing that, I was like, you know what, I feel like these two are going to go to get along pretty well. Since both of their ways of looking at the world are kind of similar in a way. Um, Also, he, as soon as he says stuff about 350-degree vision, there's like a 10%, a 10 degree that he cannot look at. I was like, oh, maybe this 10 degree is probably something that will be connected with Legoshi, because like Legoshi will probably become this remaining 10% for him. I don't know, because as he said, he has his eyes everywhere, but obviously he's a herbivore, and there are some bits and pieces of the society where his vision cannot go. And that is why small little things kind of like squeeze in through the gaps of his fingers, like the whole situation with this drug that is being circulated, this Kines. you know he didn't realize that unless and until it was brought to his notice that this is going on. If he had noticed that, he probably would have snuffed that out before it could even be born. So this whole thing that Shishigumi is doing, and this new leader, as this guy loves to call himself, that he has introduced this whole Kines thing, that went under his radar. This is the 10% that he's talking about, I think, that he doesn't have his eyesight on. If he had this, he would have snuffed it out even before it was born. It would have been born. This whole Kines situation wouldn't have existed at all. He would have just dealt with it. But he couldn't. He didn't have that vision. And that type of thing. He also talks about probably like a former ally, that he talks about, like someone who had his back. I think that's what he said. Like he had a full 360-degree vision before, but now he calls like this name that he takes after that, Goya. I think that's what he calls him. Where's that part? A mere 10 degrees. No, Gosha, sorry. That's his name. But my old friend, you made it impossible, you beast. Okay, I think like this person, whoever this is, he's talking about, this other 10-degree vision that he had, this friend. This person is probably a carnivore, because that's what he's saying. He calls him like my something. He calls him beast or something. Yeah. So from that, I think this person was probably a carnivore who was his ally, and now maybe he's not his ally, and he like something happened, like he's not there anymore, and he has lost that 10 degree, I think. I don't know. I just, that's what I think. We'll see. Right, and yeah, so that is the whole thing with Yaya. Now, the other part of today's episode was basically a little bit of Haru. We get to see Haru's dad, a little bit of a glimpse of him. the whole situation with the drama club where they were talking about what to do, and here we have this, I forgot his name, this guy, the lamb or whatever, ram, I think, this ram guy, I forgot his name, he he is not really happy about the way this is going, because like there are a few ways, like the whole conversation in the drama club, they're trying to like discuss what to do with this situation, because the drama club is obviously co-ed, it's co-ed, there's like herbivores, carnivores everywhere, like they mingle and everything. So with the whole segregation situation going on, that would mean drama club will have to shut down, because otherwise it will be kind of pointless for this drama club always represented equality and like togetherness between carnivores, carnivores, male, female, like that whole thing. And now you have to like segregate people based on their if they're herbivores or carnivores. That defeats the whole damn purpose of it. So they had like two or three ways of countering this. First one was brought up by who was that? Like one of them was that, let the division happen. Obviously we will not support this, and if the club is suspended, let it get suspended. We will be together, our hearts will be together, we will be united in that way. While the other one is, which he said, the ram, who was like, I'm going to get out of this then. Like I said, I forgot his name. He said that I'm not acceptable of that. He says like long distance relationships never work. I don't agree to it. So might like what he wanted to say here, as far as I could understand, is that he's against obviously this whole segregation thing, but at the same time he's also against the fact that if the drama club gets suspended, let it get suspended, we'll be together, our hearts will be together. That thing he's calling complete bull on it. He's like, I cannot accept that. So I feel like he wants to like go complete in, like just go complete, like like make like a proper protest against the school, maybe like not accept any, like their whole thing, and do some like protest against it, something like that, instead of just accepting the club's disbandment. He's like, no, we're not accepting that. If you guys are going to accept that, then I'm out. I would not agree to that. So yeah, and Juno's also like, like Juno's like kind of talks about the similar thing with like his her thought process being also like, oh, like like we won't accept this, but like like we will be together in our feelings will be together, but yeah, he's not happy about it. So a little bit of a, I don't know, like a disagreement of opinions happens here. So yeah, I guess for now let's wait and see what happens to the drama club, because they will have to resolve this. Don't know exactly how they're going to do it. So yeah. And obviously the first part with Legoshi, where Legoshi doesn't get affected by the keenness. Now I thought he was going to go crazy, because that's what they hinted, I guess that's what they hinted. Yeah, that's it. Like they didn't really say what's going to happen. So I automatically assumed that since he has already had a taste of flesh, he was going to go crazy. And the situation with Seven that happened, where he went crazy and just pounced on her, something like that would happen, and he would start like just going on a rampage here. Turns out no, that was just him sneezing. He just sneezed. Not only that, they actually explain why this didn't work on Legoshi. It's because Legoshi himself says that the smell of a living herbivore is something that affects me, not dead, dead herbivores that have already been used. There was a section here where he says that. So, and that makes sense. That is why this keenness didn't work on him, because it's mixed with herbivore, like flesh, bones, blood, and it's a dead thing. No, it's not alive, so it didn't affect on it. If this was like an actual herbivore in front of him, maybe it would have affected him, but it didn't. Yeah, because his situation is different. Yeah. And you could see he kind of went a little bit crazy here with being like, oh, like he was talking about being true to himself and everything. But I feel like that, that is also going a bit too far. He was like, he was like going a little bit he was crossing the line over there. Like he actually like went in a crazy frenzy over there. And he was like talking about like, oh, this feels so good. Like it's like, like a adrenaline rush he was getting by beating them up. And he was like, he couldn't stop himself. And he was like, in his head, he was justifying that by saying stuff like, oh, this is for the herbivores. But obviously not. This was for his own, like, he himself was feeling euphoric by just beating them up. Like that was kind of crazy though. And I feel like that will come into play later on. Like he's getting a little bit crazy in that department, I feel like, Legoshi. And it's pretty visible as well. You can see he's gotten a lot more confident. This was the previous Legoshi when those eagles came in and they were like making a ruckus over there. He would have just left along with his grandfather to the corner. But he didn't. He just stood up and he's like, nah, man, why should we move? That kind of thing. Yeah. So yeah, let's see what happens, how this whole thing proceeds. So yeah, that was my reaction to episode number 3 of Beastars, the final season. Now let me talk about this episode scene by scene. Let me see if I missed anything. Okay, in the very first scene, we get that scene with Legoshi being, like presented with Guinness, and the fumes affect him. This part was so funny. He like sneezes and he's like they made it seem like so much like, oh, he's going to attack them or something. Like here's the thing. I feel like the fact that these are all like released in batch completely defeats the purpose of a cliffhanger. Like what the hell, man? You get all of these in batch. They made it seem like in the previous episode that he's going to go on a rampage, and then bam, in this episode we see this. If this was like normally released every week, then I could understand the purpose of a cliffhanger. Like that. Everyone would be like, oh, like, what was he going to do? Is he going to attack or something? And then they would be presented in the very first scene with this whole thing. And they'd be like, ah, that was funny. But not me, but other people who are watching this, they're just watching it back to back, I'm pretty sure. So completely pointless for that whole like little suspense, like suspense-y bit. But anyways, yeah, he sneezed over there, and then he's like, oh, I know there's herbivore stuff in this. Don't try to involve me in this. Goodbye. He leaves, but then he kind of thinks about Louis, how Louis would have said something like, are you going to back down, Legoshi? And so you can see he's trying to emulate Louis's like behavior, even in the diner, with his grandfather. The reason why he stood up for himself was probably because he was trying to emulate Louis's way of, because in that position, Louis wouldn't back down. He would stand his ground, and he would try to like protest in that situation. And that's why he did that over there as well. So here you can see he kind of sees Louis a little bit, and then he's like, you know what? Yeah, I cannot back down here. And he starts fighting these guys. And at first you can see he was getting hit. He got a little bit of a like a little bit of a slash here. And but then he like counters back. He's like hitting them back, and he hits them so hard. And like I said, he was justifying his his violence by saying stuff like, oh, this is for the herbivores, this is for the betterment of society, this and that. But then from the inside, he was feeling like a euphoric type of elation while hitting them. He was like kind of like, he was basking in that sensation, like a drug addict, you could say. And then the police comes in, and yeah, they just stop, and they all run away. You can see those mice, they took the footage and later gave it to Yaya. Right, then later on we get to see this reptile. He gives the money, like the thing, to the Shishigumi members, and he's like, what the hell, man? Like there's this wolf pup over there who nothing happened to him. Instead, he started hitting us, talking about like justice and all that. And you can see this reptile is not happy, so he is planning on taking revenge or whatever. Which is why in that scene, like I thought that that was this reptile. Even Legoshi thought that, but it was his grandpa. I did say that. Damn, he looks a bit bigger than he was, doesn't he? So yeah. Anyways, next scene we get to the drama club where they are talking about, cutting off segregation, the whole thing, and we have different opinions here. Like obviously, like the kind of like talking about stuff. For example, one of the carnivores was like, oh, like we shouldn't accept this. Like we should, if like we should go against this, and if they suspend us, then suspend us. They can do that, but we're not going to back down. And then we have the zebra. She was also talking about, oh, but the incident also happened, from our department, the whole them situation, and the situation with the bear. So she's like, will the school listen to us and everything? And then the other group was like, oh, so you're blaming this on carnivores? And she's like, obviously I didn't try to do that. They're kind of like squabbling like this. And then, like we have Juno saying that coexistence and mutual prosperity embodied that idea. Yeah, and she's the one who says, like, like even if we get suspended, even if we get disbanded, we will all be friends, our hearts will be together, this and that. And then we have this guy, the ram. He gets up and he's like, nah man, I ain't for long distance relationships and all that. Like I so our hearts are one when we were apart. That's garbage. I learned something while working together with carnivores in the club. And he starts talking about Legoshi, and he's like, oh, sharp claws, fangs, all those sensations. Oh, yeah. So yeah, he's like, there's no point in being here even if we're separated. I quit. So there you go. And yeah, they're at a stalemate in this situation, I guess, for now. Anyways, then next we get to see Haru. Haru comes to Legoshi, and Legoshi's like, oh, you're so cute, this and that. And then Legoshi tries to talk to Haru about, I think, the situation with the whole marriage thing, now that his his bio has a red mark on it because he chomped on Luis's leg. I think that was what he was trying to tell her. But then Haru's father comes in and he's like, oh, what are you doing with her, you wolf? And Haru kind of made it seem as if like Legoshi came here to um to see her off or something. Yeah, wait a minute. Right. So and then yeah, Legoshi looks at him and Legoshi's like, damn, that's her dad. And he's thinking about like, oh, like he's never going to accept me. Like right. Anyways, next we go to this section where this is a milk factory, I think, yeah. And this guy was like, harassing them, the girls there. Yahya came in and he kicks this leopard out, and he talks about like herbivores being the foundation and everything. Society exists due to the generosity of herbivores. You know what? This statement seems very pompous and arrogant, but if you think about it, he's not wrong. Because herbivores are the primary producers. Everything comes from herbivores. Like, like from plants and then herbivores. Like, no, herbivores are the primary consumer. No, I've forgotten. It's been a way long amount of time before I used to learn this in my school. What I'm trying to say is like they are like the building block of everything, like the foundation as he calls them, which is actually true because carnivores, they eat herbivores and they get everything from herbivores. Milk in this situation, their fur is used to make stuff, like a lot of things like comes from herbivores, and majority of the things, everything that carnivores live upon are from herbivores. Like herbivores consume like grass and stuff, and carnivores consume the herbivores. So he's actually not wrong. Like it seems like his statement is very arrogant and very prideful, but he's actually not wrong. It is true. Like herbivores are the foundations of society in this world, at least, where there's carnivores and herbivores. So he's actually not wrong though, you know. So yeah. And then, like, yeah, he's like, this is where the mice comes in and gives him the report on Legoshi. So I feel like he's planning something on about Legoshi. We'll see. And this is where he talks about his 350-degree vision. There's a 10% that he cannot see, and he talks about this one person, his previous friend, I'm guessing, Goya, something like that. No, Gosha. I can call him Goya. I'm mixing up his name, Yahya, with Gosha, and I'm kind of mixing him up together. Gosha. So I guess we'll get to know his story later on. Either way, next we get to see Legoshi is like walking, and he sees this lizard. At first, he mistakes him to be that guy who wants to take revenge on him. Even I thought that, but then I was like, wait, what? He comes in and puts like poison in his mouth. I'm like, what? Then why is Legoshi letting him do that? And then I realized it's because Legoshi recognized him. It's it's his grandpa, and he says that. Where's that part? Here we go. A Komodo dragon's venom doesn't affect their family members. Um, okay, I have a question here. I thought this Komodo dragon, because he's a reptile, I thought he adopted Legoshi. Is Legoshi actually his family, like blood related? How does that work? Again, like I said, I have no idea. Like how procreation works in this world makes no freaking sense, because there's herbivores and carnivores and all that. Like, and like in the first place, herbivores and carnivores shouldn't be able to procreate in the first place. But obviously, this is a different type of like it's like a fantasy show. So I guess this show has its own rules on it. So I wouldn't be surprised if he actually is blood related to him. Or maybe, as we saw in this little flashback, you could see, he used to kind of suck on, when he was a kid, he used to suck on this guy's fingers. And it probably had poison on it. And from a very young age, he's used to it. That's why he has like gotten some kind of a, like a, he's like used to like his poison, so he doesn't get affected by it. Maybe that's the reason. Who knows? But the main thing is he doesn't get affected by his poison because he's his family. Right. Yeah. So you can see that Legoshi says here like this. You can see he's like licking his thumb when he's a little kid. And the venom that would kill any other animal, it just seems like marmalade to me. That's what he says. Right. Anyways, he takes him to a fast food restaurant where it's going to eat French food. They're going to eat French fries because Legoshi used to love this, and they're like going towards like the corner, but Legoshi's like, oh, let's sit here, and this is where he's like, what the hell, Legoshi? You forgot our promise. So the promise was like he made this rule with Legoshi is that we're going to sit at a corner so that we don't scare off the other customers because I'm a Komodo dragon. My poison is poisonous. Um, Not to bother others. But Legoshi's like, nah, like I remember our promise, but why should we accept it? Like this always rubbed me the wrong way, Grandpa. Let's sit here. We're not making trouble for others. They come into a little bit of an argument here, but the main like the manager of this store, the person in charge, he's also a reptile, so he's like, it's fine, and they're like, okay, whatever. So they sit down and they're eating like their food, and this is where Legoshi's like, so you've come here to talk to me about my school. So like they talk about it, and then Legoshi's like, like it's okay, like I'm an adult now. I cannot talk to you about a few things, and I'm grateful for you for raising me, but I can take care of myself now. And then he says like, okay, but be sure to remember this. And he's like, I know, doctrine of pacifism, right? Sure. And immediately that goes out the window because in comes three thugs, literally making a commotion, and these eagles or whatever, I'm pretty sure they're eagles, they come in, or are they hawks? I have no idea. Whatever they are, they come in crying, making a ruckus, and they're like like, oh, why are you guys here? Like, you're a Komodo dragon. Go to a side or something. And Legoshi gets up, and Legoshi's like, nah, man, like, I'm not going to accept it. And Legoshi says, like, it's not as if his poison is, like, transmitted through the air or something. Like, what's the problem? We're just minding our business here. You know. And they come into a little confrontation, and then the manager comes in, the alligator, and he's like, you guys, you're making a trouble here. Get out of here. And they leave after that. Anyways, after that we get to see them. They ate their food and then they left. And Legoshi, and he's talking about the whole situation, and his grandpa's like, come on, like, pacifism, like, we were literally talking about that, like, what the hell happened there, Legoshi? And he's like, no, like, we cannot just let them walk all over us. And then they have another little argument where he says, his grandpa's like, to survive in the world you need to remember that you need to let things go. Like, I'm really on Legoshi's side here, because like he said, like letting something go and letting others walk over us are completely different things, in my opinion. This was a situation where we're not letting things go, we're letting others walk over us. That is not right, in my opinion. Anyways, I guess different people have different ways of looking at the world. And like I said, as we saw later on, that his grandpa probably has had his experiences back in his days. He was probably like a thug or something. He knows his stuff, and he probably, because of some kind of a situation or some kind of experience in his life, he has taken this way of moving forward, where he talks about pacifism and letting things go. Maybe something happened in his past, who knows. Either way, but this all goes out the window when these eagles just come in. They were ready to jump them, and they hit Legoshi, and he's like, you know what, there's the line I would draw, and you cross that line, so you attack my family, so yeah, you're gonna get this hand. And he starts hitting them, like, starts fighting against them. And you can see he's using his fists, he's using his legs, he's using his tail, like a, just, yeah, wiping everyone out. And Legoshi's like, damn, who the hell are you, grandpa? Oh, and that's where it ended. So yeah, that was today's episode. Good episode here, episode number 3. So yeah, if you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to press the like button, subscribe if you're new to the channel, or you haven't subscribed. Comment down below anything you want to say, anything you want to let me know. I'll check them out. And that is it. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next week with another episode of Beastars. Until then, goodbye and have a nice day.